Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Austin back again with another simple tutorial on web development. So in this simple tutorial, as the title states, I'm going to be showing you how you can use a simple trick called the HTML DOM console table method for you, let's say when you're debugging your code, viewing the different types of code you need to display to the user before you taking action. So it's going to be very simple as I have said. Let's get started. So the first step you need to take, place F12 on your keyboard if you're in Windows. But right now I'm using a Chromebook, so I'll just place Ctrl Shift I for me to bring up this call. So I bet if you're new to JavaScript, I guess you have been seeing this and you don't know what they use it for. You only come and see the structure of the web page, so this is what they are displaying to you. But the most important area that you need to always work with when you're doing JavaScript, it's the console tab area. As you can see, it's going to be very simple. So this is the area where you are able to see the different type of errors that you run into when you're executing your code in the browser. So I'm just going to create a simple error here, let users, and I just put curly brackets here. When I refresh here, they are going to tell us unexpected token, and they show it here. So the real way to do it, we just come here. I'm going to put another error. So we are not going to cross this input. When I refresh, as you can see, unexpected end of input. So the right way to do this, we need to also cross that. If refresh, we are going to be having no error. So that means this statement is correct. As you can see, this is the area you can easily come to and see the different type of errors that you have. As you can see, they are telling you that you're having an error in your code. So that's the importance of this area that you need to know. But that's not what has brought us here. It is the console table method. I'm going to create a simple object here, console.log, and I'm going to put a simple object. We put those two curly brackets when we are working with objects. I'm just going to say first name, put it full colon there, and I'm going to say team, put a comma, and say last name, full colon there, and I'm going to say Austin. Come here and put a semicolon. So if you are to display this in the console, this is the type of data that we are getting back from this simple object. And basically this is the local way or old fashion that you have always been consoling your data. In case you add some little knowledge on how you can work with this console, this is the old fashioned way we can display that. Let's comment out this. That's the first way that I wanted to show you. If I refresh here, nothing there, nothing is left there. So what I'm going to do is create a simple variable here, and I'm going to call it students. So let's say now we are going to be working with many people. So we have created a variable called students. I'm going to assign it to an array with those square brackets. Then inside this array, I'm going to place an object that is going to be carrying different names of students. As I said, objects, we put those two curly brackets. Now I'm going to tab this on these lines. So the first object is going to be carrying the first name, and I'm going to assign it to team. That this is the key, and this is the value, the key name and the value. So first name is the key, then we put a comma. I'm going to put the last name, I'm going to put Austin. Then we are going to get the college of Austin, and let's say YMCA, and we are going to get the level is on. Sorry, and we are going to say degree, put a comma, and lastly we are going to get the age. So this is some bunch of information that we are getting from one student. We are getting his first name, last name, college, level, and age. Very, very simple. So we are going to put a comma here if you need to get some more data about another student. I'm just going to copy this. I'm not going to repeat myself. Don't need to be dry. Don't repeat yourself. So I'm going to get this one, Austin, then code. I'm going to change the university to this, and I'm going to put PhD, and I'm going to change the age to 24. And lastly, I'm just going to place the last object for a student, and I'm going to call this one, I'm just going to say Chef Martin, and let's say this one is from this university and doing a diploma. And the age, let's say we're going to say 42. Very, very simple. So if I need to display this data in the console area, what I'm going to do is come right after here and we do console.log, and I want to log out this variable we created, students. Let's save this and preview it in the browser. So they are telling us there are three objects inside. You can see number 3 here. And if you go inside, you see the indexes 0. We always start from counting 0, 1, and 2. So that means we are having these. In actual sense, there are 3, but the indexes are saying we start counting from 0, 1, 2, and they are showing you the different types of data that you're getting. But this is some old fashioned, as I said, of displaying this data. We shall have to go inside each data and check for different keys or values that we need to work with. Let's say before us outputting that data in the browser, we shall need to come and look in this huge sum of data. Let's say you are having like 100 results that are fetched back from an API like present JSON placeholder, and you need to go on tabbing, seeing what is inside. This will be some kind of work, but I would like to show you this simple method that you can use in organizing your data in the console way. So I'm going to leave out this. Let me refresh, and we are going to leave out this the way it is, and we also use the console.log, oh sorry, .table. So we are using this method, and we want to display the students data. Refresh. As you can see, now we are getting this information in a well organized structure. Let me first enlarge this. As you can see, it is more better than this old fashioned. Very, very simple. Forgive me. So they are showing us the index. They are like headings for each student or initials. Let's say first name, they display their first name, last names, college, level, and age. So it's better than this way where we can always go tabbing, go inside different areas, and it will be consuming a lot of space for you to be going every level. But here they are just displaying all of the information in one area. So they're telling us the user with the index of 0 is this one, and these are all the necessary information that we need to get from this student. Very, very simple. So that's the use of this console table method. It creates a table view in the console area. This is how it is displaying the data, and they will also show you the object the way it is, or the array the way it is assembled. Excuse me. Now let's say we need to get a table for every user. We need every user to be having his own her table. So we are going to come here and we create a for loop, and we are going to say for var I in Then the variable students, it's the one carrying the data we need. So we are going to be looping through that. We are going to come here. I'm going to carry this. I'm going to comment out these two lines that I worked with. I'm going to copy this first and comment it out. Let me first refresh the page. We are having nothing. So we are creating a for loop. We need it to loop through these students and create a table for each student. So what we are going to do, we are going to do console.table, then the index what we are looping through, which is I. So when I refresh here, every student should be having a table. As you can see, the student with the index of 0 is Tim. As you can see, is having his own table with his own information. Let's say now we are now looking at the different types of data we need to display to the browser fetching before us displaying this content in the browser. We need to see the different areas that we need. As you can see now, they are telling us the one with the index of 0 is having that 2, oh sorry, 0, 1, 2, and these are the different types of information. So we can easily debug the code and see, not the, yeah, it's all part of debugging, but we can see the areas we need before us outputting the data. I'm going to show you even how you can output this data in the browser. Very, very simple. We can easily return the single student, so we can come here. No, yeah, I guess that's it. Let me first comment out this. You can easily come here in the first step we took. As you can see, to bring in all the students, we can come here and we say we need the student with the index of 0, and we will bring out team because team is in the index of 0. It's 0, 1, 2. If we need the second one, we just say 1, and I will bring Austin with this information. If we need Chief, then we put 2, and this is what they will be bringing. If you try to put some information that's not there, nothing will be displayed. So they are stopping at 2, a Chief, and we are getting our information in a well organized structure. Very, very simple. So let's say now we have seen every data or every type of data that is associated to the student. Let me comment and comment this. So we have seen every type of information that every student has, and now we have decided and got the areas that we want to display in the browser. So what we are going to do, I'm first going to comment out this line and we stay with our for loop. I'm going to go here up in the body and I create a div. I'm going to give it an ID of results. Yeah, results. Leave it like that. So we are going to come here and we create a variable called output, and we are going to assign it to nothing. So it's going to be empty. So we come here inside the for loop and we are going to append data to that variable we created here, output. So we are going to say output, and we are going to be appending data to it. We say plus equal, and I'm going to be using the templating. So these arrows, or the one you're seeing here, they are near number 1 on the keyboard. We don't need to be concatenating using the plus plus symbols. So we are going to write our pure HTML inside here. String templating is what I'm using. So I'm going to put here the list items, and I'm going to lay out my data like first name. This is what the user will be seeing in the browser. So I'm going to put the $sign, curly brackets, and we are going to be accessing the data that is inside students here, and what we are roping through, which is I. So square brackets I, we say dot. Now we start getting the key names. So first name, last name, college, and level. So we are going to come here and say that dot first name, which is this. When I refresh and so sorry, before that I'm going to create a simple statement here, document dot get element by id, and the id we want to get is this results. So we are going to come here and say results, and we say dot inner html, we want to write in it inner html, and we want to assign it to this variable that we append in data to it, or to refresh and preview in the browser. So now we are getting this information. We are getting all the first names for the students that we are having. Let me, as you can see right now, this is the information that we are getting from this simple array of objects that we are having. So we are first getting the first name. If we want the last name, we just come here and we put last name, preview it in the browser. So we are getting the last name. We have to also change this, what is visible to the users. So last name, if we need to get, let me also, let me uncomment out this so that we stay with that data in the browser. As you can see, now we are getting the first name, last name. Now let's get also the college. So let's get the college also. So I'm going to also change this statement, and I say college, and then I call this key name you're seeing here, which is college. Preview it in the browser. As you can see, they are all having their colleges. So that's how you can easily sort out your information, the one you want to display to the user. You first work with it in the console, and you see the different types of areas that you need to display to the user before you outputting the data in the browser. So that's it, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it in different social medias, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorials. Peace. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorials.